Here's our final pro sports team baby name series. I'm taking the top 5 from NBA, NFL, MLB, and NHL and putting them into a top 20. Now, the Jets were in here twice from hockey and football, so there's only going to be a top 19. Also, there's going to be some surprises in here because after thinking about this more, I've changed my mind on some of these. So some of the ones that may have got first or second are going to be lower, and some of the ones that got fourth or fifth are going to be higher. Here we go. 19th, Titan. Not awful, but since we're doing every sport, I'm looking for the best of the best, and this one just isn't that great for a child's name. 18th, Bear. Bear Brown does sound great, and it wouldn't be bad for a nickname, but at the end of the day, Bear just isn't a practical name for a human being. 17th, Brave. Another one that actually sounds pretty good with my last name, but with all the other normal names it's competing with, it's just a little bit too out there to be any higher. 16th, Astro. This could be cute for a little boy, but again, there's some normal names that it's competing against, so it couldn't be any higher. 15th, Dodger. I think this could be kind of cute for a little boy, but again, as we saw in part 1, there are some normal names in here, and so this one just isn't practical to be any higher. 14th, Sabre. This one could be cute for a little girl, and it's more of a real name than Dodger, but again, it's just a little bit too out there to make the top 10. 13th is Ranger, a pretty normal name, so that's why it made it this far, but I just don't like the way it sounds with my last name. I don't like the way that Ranger Brown sounds. 12th is Nick. It made it this far because it's a normal name, but I couldn't put it any higher just because the K in front of it. For my child's entire life, he's going to have to be like, oh, it's Nick with a K in front of it, and people will think I don't know how to spell. And 11th is Star. This could work, but again, I'm looking for the cream of the crop here, so didn't quite crack the top 10 just because it's a little bit too crazy. 10th place is Jazz. Again, could totally work for a little girl, so it makes sense that it was top 10, but nothing special about it to be any higher. 9th place is where we've got our first big surprise, our NBA champion, the Magic. The more I thought about this, I don't think I could ever actually name my child Magic. Like, it does sound cool, and Magic Brown has a nice ring to it, but Magic is just a weird name for a person. 8th place, another shocker, our NHL champion, Bruin. I like the way Bruin Brown sounds, but like Magic, I just don't think I could name my child Bruin. 7th place, Jet. Got second in both the NFL and NHL. I love the way Jet Brown sounds, but it's not a typical name, so I don't think I could do it. And 6th place, another shocker and champion, Royal. I do like this one, but it's a little bit too out there to make the top 5. Number 5 is Raven. By far the best girl name of all the pro sports teams, and it could be pretty cute. Number 4, Buck. Buck Brown sounds great. Buck is a totally real name, and the only reason it wasn't top 3 is because it sounds a little bit redneck, but Buck is a pretty solid name. Number 3 is Bronco. Bronco Brown sounds phenomenal. It's probably the best sounding name out of all of them. The only reason it wasn't in the top 2 is because Bronco's a little bit too much of an uncommon name, so I couldn't put it in the top 2, but it does sound great. Number 2 is Ray. This name actually didn't even win for the MLB series, but the more I thought about it, the name Ray is a pretty common name, and Ray Brown has a nice ring to it, so it deserved to be bumped up higher in the overall series. And after much consideration, if I had to name my child after a pro sports team, he would be Maverick Brown. It's a common name, but still unique, and Maverick Brown sounds fantastic.